Are we live here? I think we are live right now. I think. Let me check my recording software real quick. And we are live. All right, so let's get straight into this right away. What's up, guys? KT here, back at it with another video today. We're doing the Bears. The Bears are coming back home for their Week 10 matchup against the New England Patriots. And per usual, I just want to get on a stream and talk about it for a minute. Get my 3 keys to the game that I think the Bears should do to be able to win this game. I'm excited for this game coming back home. Finally, the long road trip is over. It's been an eventful week. It's been an eventful 2 weeks for the Chicago Bears. It's been an eventful week for other reasons as well. So it's time to talk about some football, to take everybody's minds off of everything else. What better way to do that than after the trade deadline, after everything that's happened over the trade deadline. And now we're midweek, and now we are getting ready to play the New England Patriots at home for Week 10. So, as always, I'm going to give my 3 keys to the game in this live stream. And also, I will be showing some footage of the All-22 just to back up my points a little bit more. So, let's get straight into it. I just want to let you guys know before we start this, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there, so make sure you guys hit that big red sub button. If you're watching it on a playback or you're watching it live, hit that big red sub button for your boy because it helps me. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these streams. Follow me on social media as well, as there's tons of conversation going on about the Bears and other things on social media. So go ahead and follow me on my platforms right there. I also will be announcing another Amazon gift card giveaway soon, so be looking out for that. So without me rambling on too much longer, let's get straight into it. So Bears are coming back home. They're playing the what's the New England Patriots record here? They're playing a 2-7 Patriots. Awful team coming to Soldier Field. The Bears have been undefeated at home, I think, this year. So that's a plus. This is a game this is kind of a must-win game. This is the one game before they get into the division schedule. So this is a must-win for the Chicago Bears. And I'm not saying it's going to be an easy win. They might not even win this game at all, depending on how many injuries we have going into this game and the mentality of the team. But we'll see how that goes on. So yeah, my first key of the game, let's get straight into it. My first key of the game would probably be we have to start fast on offense. So last week against the Arizona Cardinals and 2 weeks ago against the Washington Commanders, the Bears basically got blown out last week by the Cardinals and then got stomped out in the last final minutes of the Commanders game. And, a common start to those games that the Bears have been having, which is a common trend we see too often from this team, is that the Bears start extremely slow on offense. And, when you start slow on offense, it gives the other team multiple, you're not scoring points. You're not moving the sticks. You're not being able to get your offense in a rhythm. And with a rookie quarterback, him being in rhythm is paramount for the Bears' success. Also, when you're not in rhythm on offense and you keep giving the ball back to the other team, it gives them more chances to score. And we saw that last week with the Arizona Cardinals. The Bears just kept giving them the ball. In the first quarter, they only had 7 points, but that second quarter was brutal, man. They couldn't get any offense going. And you see it right here in the box score, when you keep giving the ball back to teams and you keep, punting on fourth down, you keep punting and not getting third down conversions, you keep giving the ball back to them, they're going to make you pay for it. And that's exactly what the Cardinals did in that second quarter, as they blinked, as they put up points in that second quarter, and the Bears never really recovered from that. I'm going to show an example here of, just stuff we need to clean up. And, part of it is part of play calling, or part of it is part of Caleb Williams starting slow. But we need to figure out a way to get our offense going early, and I think more of this should be able to help. So this is the deep bomb to Rome Odunze. I'll show one good play, one bad play. We'll start it off with a positive here. I'm going to play this play at real time and then slow it down so we can analyze it a little bit more. I want to preface this by saying I am not an expert at doing all 22s. I'm just a regular guy who watches football. I just go by what I see. So let's get straight into the play here. And boom, Rome Odunze right over the top, 44-yard pass. There's a couple things to discuss here. So with this being the New England Patriots that they're playing next week, this defense is not all that great. They're a bottom 3 defense in the league. This is the last defense that you'll see that's this bad for the rest of the season. The only thing is we play defenses that have been worse and we haven't been able to start fast. This is the one plus I would say going into this game is that you're playing teams that you should be able to put up points on. And when you start slow, it just gives these teams more of an ability to score, and it lets them off the hook because you're not making them pay for their busted coverages or for their bad defense or for their bad run fits. I think we would benefit more from dumbing the offense down a little bit more to Caleb Williams' level. I think we would benefit more to going more towards DeAndre Swift in this game. So what you're going to get here, and this is a perfect play design too, but it's also a lot of busted coverage that you'll see on this play. It's a gun look, of course. Two wide receivers here, another wide receiver up here, one tight end, one running back. It's a gun formation. And virtually what you're going to get, I'm going to play this in real time. I think that this was supposed to be a cover 2 zone by Arizona. I think it's just got busted because what's going to happen here is Rome Odunze is going to run like a little streak route here, and he's going to cut right in front of Budda Baker's face. Everybody in this section right here for the Arizona Cardinals is playing a cover 2. So guys are taken away right here. You see Cole Kmet cut to the outside on like a little out route here. Keenan Allen's running a hitch route where he's going to stop. And then DJ Moore is just running another type of in-breaking route. So this just basically leaves Rome Odunze all alone on the route that he's running right here. This is more of a mistake on the Arizona Cardinals, but yet it still is able. You're still able to generate offense this way. What I'm guessing is the play design here really confused the Arizona Cardinals pre-snap. And Caleb saw that immediately. Once Budda Baker cuts down right here, he knows that Rome Odunze is going to be open in this space. Now, I will say that the throw, while it's still good because he had pressure in his face, if he's able to lead, I believe he's able to lead that a little bit more to the sideline and put it more in front of Rome Odunze. That's a walk-in touchdown, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. It still results in a big play, and it just moves the offense. And this was in the second quarter. And up until that point, you see the Bears' first drives of the game. First quarter, they get a punt. Second, for another first quarter drive, punt. They get a field goal on this drive. They also get a field goal on their next drive. But when they start games slow like that, and, it sucks when you keep giving the ball back to them. This is one thing I will say. I think it was this play right here in the red zone. And this is where you're going to have to cash in as well against bad teams like this. Because the New England Patriots, once again, thank you to the Great Football Insights for providing this wonderful chart. The New England defense is not all that great. Their offense is not all that great. And they give up a lot of points. They do give up a lot of points. They played the Titans last week. And I think they just barely lost. But they still gave up 20 points to the Tennessee Titans. Right here, this is not a good defensive team. This is not a good offensive team at all. So when you get situations like this in the red zone, you can't miss it. So I'm going to play this play in real time. And then I'll slow it down for you guys. And it's funny with this play because people will try to tell you on Twitter, there's really 2 ways this play can turn out. So I'm going to slow it down here. So basically, Keenan Allen is going to come in motion. It's a gun look. And he's going to run like a type of fade route. And what you're going to get here is you're going to get Cole Kmet run up the middle of the field. You're going to have Rome Odunze running like this corner route. He gets held right here, so he's not open. The 2 things I wish we would have cashed in on, especially in this game, is one, I think, just looking at the film, Keenan Allen beats his man right here. And that ball is kind of thrown a little short. Keenan Allen is not really known for his jumping ability. He's more of a possession receiver. So I would like to see Caleb I don't think he knew that Roshan Johnson was going to get that block, so he kind of just hoisted it up there and not really setting his feet. You can see in the mechanics of Caleb Williams right here. It's just he didn't really set his feet to throw all that well, and he just didn't get enough in the throw or give Keenan Allen a chance to catch that. I believe that Keenan Allen catches this if this ball is a little bit better thrown, and he doesn't have to adjust in midair. Also, the fact that the Arizona Cardinals corner was holding as well, it doesn't help this play at all. He's kind of holding his arm right there, and let's say that guy lets go of his arm, it still can be caught. But I would like to see a better throw from Caleb. But at the same time, I want you guys to pay attention to DJ Moore, who's going to run like this little drag route right here, and he's going to be wide open over the middle of the field, wide open. And I don't know if this was a predetermined throw to Keenan Allen. I don't know if that's just the play or how it's being taught. I can't tell you that. But I would like to see Caleb kind of stick it out a little bit more and maybe get to the second progression. I don't know how they're teaching it. But, you know, these are the opportunities that you can't miss because this guy up here has no idea that Keenan Allen is getting ready to run DJ Moore is getting ready to run a drag. By the time he realizes it, it's already too late. It's like almost like a little pick play. He picks himself off because he comes over late. So DJ Moore is wide open. By the time DJ Moore flashes open, though, the ball is already out. So maybe that was predetermined, but I would like to see him at least stick it out and at least look at your second progression. Now, despite all that, we still got points out of it. We ended with a field goal, but still, you want to be able to get touchdowns, especially when you're playing bad teams like this. You kick field goals, you're most likely going to lose, and you're in the red zone against a very porous defense. You should be able to get points out of this. So I would say going into this game, we have to be able to take advantage of the fact that the New England Patriots are not a really good defensive team, especially in the red zone. While they might put up good defensive performances, they're not a very good defensive team. They just traded Josh Uche to the Chiefs not a few days ago. So their defense doesn't really have all that big names. So we have to be able to take advantage, man. We got to start fast. Caleb has to get going early. Maybe we should start running the ball a little bit more, get him set up with some play actions, just something to get the young guy in rhythm so the offense doesn't go cold like it usually does. If the Bears are able to do that, they should be able to get this win, man. I would say the second key for me as well, moving on to number 2, is we got to be able to protect Caleb Williams. Now, last week, it was absolutely horrendous how badly Caleb Williams got beat up in that game. The Bears are basically decimated at let me see if I can find the injury report. They're decimated with their line injuries, and it's just ridiculous. We're going to be probably missing both our tackles. Hopefully Braxton Jones can go. I don't know if Darnell Wright is going to be able to go, but just look at this injury report so far. Kirana Magaji, that's online. That's your backup tackle. Larry Borum would have to fill in for him. Andrew Billings is going out for basically the season. Torn pectoral muscle. Jaquan Brisker, concussion. Probably not going to play. He's probably not going to play. Braxton Jones, knee, did not practice. Probably isn't going to play. Darnell Wright, knee. I think he has an MCL sprain. Probably not going to play. Ryan Bates practicing full. And Tevin Jenkins practicing full, but they're still banged up. And on top of that, we might be missing Montez Sweat and Darrell Taylor, our two of our best pass rushers. But specifically speaking on the O-line, that's 5 O-linemen on there. We were running a combination, and we lost Bill Murray the previous game. So we have to figure out a way to protect Caleb Williams by any means necessary. We cannot allow things. Let me find that play. I think Caleb Williams got sacked. It was a Buda Baker sack, and I think it came late in the game. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find it, I'll show it to you guys. Let me see. It's just the sacks, man. The sacks are incredible. Here's one, but I don't think this is the one I showed. No, this is not the one. Let me see if I can find it. It was a Buda Baker sack where I'm just wondering what the heck happened on that play. And why they even left him in there for that long is puzzling to me as well. The Patriots do blitz a lot, and they probably are going to blitz a lot because they know the Bears cannot stop. They cannot stop the blitz. 4-yard sack. Where is that sack? It's a Buda Baker sack that I can't find. If I can find it, I'll put it in here. Was it this here? It was one where DeAndre Swift had like a miscommunication, or a guy just came right through. Let's see if I can find it. Either way, they blitz a lot, man. They blitz a lot. While they're not a very good, so they credited the sack to Likeda, but it's really Buda Baker that caused this sack. So here we go, right here. This is a good example of why we need to protect our quarterback a little bit better. So I'm gonna play it in real time, and this is like unacceptable levels of just immediate pressure in the quarterback's face, and this is the same stuff we have been seeing for 3 years now with this team, and how they just let their quarterback get beat up. As you can see, just nothing. No help at all. I'm going to slow this down. This is just ridiculous. It's a blitz. It's a man blitz. Buda Baker's going to show it first. And I think Caleb sees it. Maybe the protection, it could be part on him as well. Maybe he could have called that out earlier, since it was very clear that Buda Baker is going to blitz right here. At the same time, he does point it out to DeAndre Swift. He's going to come right through the gap right here. I'm guessing Tevin Jenkins took the wrong man. Somebody took the wrong man. I'm guessing that Coleman Shelton was supposed to double up this guy, or maybe let this guy pass this guy off to Matt Pryor, and then he goes and helps Jenkins, or takes this guy right here. Either way, the blocking scheme just doesn't make sense here. And as you can see, Caleb points it out. DeAndre Swift doesn't see it. There's 3 guys here blocking 2 guys. Darnell Wright's basically doing nothing on this side of the line. So no wonder Buda Baker just comes right through and forces a sack right here. And Caleb just runs straight into it. And if you look at the play design, there's nothing to counter this blitz. These are all hitches. This is the same stuff we've been seeing with Luke Getsy for 3 years. And now we're starting to see the same thing with Shane Waldron. This is coaching malpractice. And this part of the blame falls on Ryan Poles for this as well, not being able to protect our young quarterback because he didn't address the line, or at least put enough depth pieces on the line. Because Larry Borum also gets beat here. He gets off to a slow step. Dude just blows right by him. There's nothing that Caleb Williams can do here. There's nobody open. These hitch routes do nothing, and he gets sacked. That's the type of stuff that's going to ruin this game plan for the Chicago Bears, because if you look at this chart right here, let me bring up this chart from the Great Football Insights. Yes, the Patriots are not a great defensive team, but they blitz 29% of the time, and I think the Cardinals blitzed 31% of the time last week, if I'm not mistaken. So they're gonna blitz a lot, and it's clear that the Bears do not know how to handle a blitz, whether it's a stunt blitz, it's an engage 8, whether it's throw 7 at them. As long as you can throw more bodies that they can handle at that offensive line, and put more guys at the front of the line of scrimmage where Caleb can't really decipher it, they're going to get home to the quarterback. So going into this game, man, we're going to have to figure out a way to protect Caleb Williams from this type of stuff, because this is unacceptable. If we're not able to protect our young quarterback, either he's going to get hurt or he's going to continue to be ineffective because he's going to think he's not going to have enough time. Let me show one more sack too. I think this was one of them. And this sack is on Caleb. Caleb has to protect himself as well. And I think he would benefit more from running with his legs, because he is a mobile quarterback. And what you're going to see here is you're going to see, watch number 58, Darnell Wright up here. Caleb's going to take the snap. Darnell Wright pushes his man all the way upfield. But here we go again. There's nobody coming open right now. Not a single person. So Caleb, he doesn't see, by the time he's getting ready to bail pocket, Cole Kmet is flashing open. He looks like he's going to flash NFL open. Keenan Allen looks like he's about to flash open over the middle. And then on top of that, Caleb turns around, looks his way, says no, pats the ball, then doesn't even look Roschon Johnson's way, and instead runs into a sack. And instead of running forward, instead of taking the route like this, he like kind of drifts backwards right into Darnell Wright's man. And this is stuff that can just not happen. Those are free hit on your quarterback. Darnell Wright, he pushes his man upfield. Everybody's blocked up. That ball either has to be thrown or he has to start taking off running, because he cannot just stand there and take sacks. We've seen that a lot this season from him. I know he wants to play within the pocket. I know he has that elite pocket presence, but it's just not working, man. You'll end up getting beat up. You'll end up being out the game. And we've seen it later in the later stages of this game, per se. When he got hit that final time and got sacked that final time, he came up limping. So, the hits add up. We got to figure out a way to protect Caleb Williams at all costs, or else we're not going to have a chance in this Patriots game, because all the Patriots are going to do is they're just going to blitz. They're going to blitz. They're going to blitz. They're going to blitz. And if they're most likely going to man blitz, so they're going to literally overwhelm this offensive line. So everybody has to communicate. The QB has to be on sync with his offensive line. He has to be going through his reads. The offensive line, specifically the center, has to be able to communicate with guys on that offensive line that, hey, you go pick up this guy, we'll double this guy, watch for the stunt, do stuff like that to be able to protect them. Maybe the backs need to be better in pass protection as well. They got to communicate more. They got to know when to pick up blocks, because right now, this protection that the Bears have right now is unacceptable. So, yeah, we need to protect our young quarterback at all costs. His development and his health is the top priority going into this game and for the rest of the season. If he gets hurt, if he keeps getting sacked like this, he's going to get hurt, and it could possibly hinder his development. We've seen it with Justin Fields. We've seen it with Mitchell Trubisky. It's a common thing with Chicago quarterbacks because they don't protect them. The main thing that we should be doing is worrying about protecting him. You protect him by running the ball, running play action, rolling him outside the pocket, not just letting them stand there and take a beating. So we got to protect our young quarterback going into this game. I would say the final key is we got to be able to stop the run game of the Patriots, and we got to be able to put equal pressure on Drake Maye. I felt like last week we did not put enough pressure on Kyler Murray, and the two things that I said we couldn't do going into this game is we couldn't let James Conner beat us, and we had to get pressure on Kyler Murray. We did not do either of those things. The Bears only tallied 3 sacks, but one of those sacks was busted. One of those sacks came at the end of the game while the game was already over. One of those sacks came from a DB, and then Chris Williams got the other sack, in which basically Kyler Murray basically ran into his own O-lineman and sacked himself on that play. If Montez Sweat is out and Darrell Taylor is out as well, it's going to be problems trying to generate pressure. And we saw that in this game last week, as the Bears were unable to generate pressure. And when they're unable to do that, mind you, they're still one of the best defenses as far as coverage-wise in the NFL going into this game. And this is after Monday Night Football, I think. So they're still one of the best defenses in the league per EPA, per coverage. That being said, we have not been able to generate enough pressure when Montez Sweat goes out. And even when he's in, I still feel like there's moments where the Bears are unable to get consistent pressure on the quarterback. Add that to the fact that we're going to be losing Andrew Billings, one of our best run stuffers. After the game, we just gave up. How many yards did we give up to James Conner last week? We gave up 107 yards in that game. He averaged 5 yards per carry. Going into this game, I know people don't like, not the biggest fan of Ramondre Stevenson, but I still think he's a really good back. Bruising back, similar back to James Conner, kind of more of a bruising back. Drake Maye showed that he could run in this game as well if he breaks contain. And, they still got Antonio Gibson. So they have a solid group of running backs. And I would honestly say they have a solid receiving core as well. Again, their biggest weakness, the Patriots' biggest weakness, is the fact that they do not have an offensive line, and they don't have that guy on offense where they can just say, hey, run a route, win it, and we'll get you the ball. They don't have that guy per se. But they're still a pretty good offense if you give Drake Maye time. There's this one play that was unreal from Drake Maye because he had all this time, and he's able to create like nobody's business as well. This was the play that I'm referring to, and if you've seen this play, it is unreal. And this is what happens when you give him time. Look how much time he has to scan the field. Makes a man miss. Reverses field and just throws it up, and there's Ramondre Stevenson to catch it. That is unreal. That's an unreal play by Drake Maye. But it all starts because he has the protection. If we're not able to get consistent pressure on Drake Maye, he is going to pick you apart. I think he's a really, really good quarterback. I wasn't too high on him coming out the draft, but he has a lot of tangibles that I wish that our quarterback had. And, even though they're both rookies, I still feel like he's a little bit ahead in his development. You see it with him. While he's getting sacked and he's getting hit a lot, he hasn't gotten rattled at all. And it's just a crazy play because when you give him time, he can. This reminds me kind of the Jaden Daniels play in that Bears game, where if you give him time and they drop, and mind you, the mistake here is that they gave Drake Maye a little bit too much time because they only rushed 3. And they put up like some type of spy too. I would have rushed 4, if I'm being honest, because the way he created this play, he had enough time to scramble out. This is some skill and a lot of luck. But that just proves my point is if you're not able to get consistent enough pressure, Drake Maye can pick you apart. He can pick you apart a little bit if you give him too much time. And I feel like, last week we weren't able to do that, man. We weren't able to get enough pressure on Kyler Murray, and I feel like if James Conner didn't have the game that he did, I feel like he would have picked us apart. Now, going into that, man, this defense had a rough game, especially trying to stop the run. Every running back on the Cardinals felt like they were averaging 5 or 6 yards per carry. You had third stringers running on the Bears last week, and that just cannot happen. This is one of the plays that just don't make no sense from a coaching perspective and from a player perspective. This is like a couple seconds left in the half. Nobody gets their hands on DeMercado right here, and he just runs straight into the end zone. Not a single finger was laid on him on this play. And say what you want about Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson, they are still very capable running backs. I fear Ramondre Stevenson, man. I fear that what he can do to this defense will be on legendary type stuff. James Conner and Trey Benson and Anari DeMercado just eviscerated our entire defense. The Bears, I don't know what they were doing here. I said in the recap video last week, they sent pressure here, and nobody's in their run gaps at all. And they don't even lay a hand on DeMercado. There's no run. The linebackers aren't coming up. They read the play too late. By the time Tremaine Edmonds reads the play, he's already blocked off by McBride. Here comes Austin Booker. He's trying to hustle. Too slow. Kevin Byard can't pursue the ball. Elijah Hicks is too far back. Jalen Johnson's too far back. So by the time DeMercado gets to that 40-yard line, he's basically walking into the end zone. That cannot happen from a coaching perspective or from a player perspective, you got to show a little bit more effort. It just felt like the Bears in that Cardinals game were getting out-muscled by this Cardinals team. And mind you, the Patriots can do the same thing. They have the running backs to do it. If the Bears are not able to get consistent pressure and stop that run game, then they're going to pick you apart. They're going to run play action. They're going to pick you apart. They're going to get short yardage situations. They're going to get into the red zone, and they're going to score. Your defense is only going to hold up so long, and this defense was already not great against the run. Our strength is our pass defense, so if you're able to set them behind the sticks and get tackles for losses, get sacks, that will increase the chances of the New England Patriots throwing turnovers, punting on fourth down, not being able to move the ball up and down the field, keeping them contained on those third down conversions. It's just a miracle how this team was so good at run defense last year that they cannot stop the run at all. Part of it is maybe because they're worrying too much about the pass rush. Part of it is due to injuries, and part of it is just due to general ineffectiveness and just being plain soft when it comes to defending the run. You got to have it in you to defend the run, and if we're not able to do that next week on Sunday against this Patriots team, it's going to be a long game. So we got to stop the run. We got to get pressure on Drake Maye. If we don't do either of those things, we're not going to win this game. I'd like to see 2 sacks on the day for the Bears, at least 2 sacks, and at least hold the Patriots to at least under 100, just at least under 100 and 110 yards rushing. If they can do that, they'll be able to win this game. We got to work our run game too as well. So ultimately, I think this is a crucial game for the Chicago Bears. This is the last game before they go into divisional play. We play the Green Bay Packers after this. This is a must-win game. But honestly, the way the Bears have been playing and the way the headlines and the way the locker room just feels, you're getting a bad vibe from a team. I honestly have the Patriots winning, man. I have them winning 17-7. I just feel like the Patriots team is better coached. I feel like they believe in their coach a little bit more. And Gerard Mayo is in a situation where he's made his players take accountability. He's made his players respect him. And you're starting to see it in the way they play. They may not win a lot of games. Yeah, they may still have holes on their roster. Yes, their offensive line isn't good, but they still play hard. I felt like in that Cardinals game, I felt like the players quit in that game on their coach, and there's no guarantee that the Bears are just going to walk into Soldier Field and have that energy back. Now, it can happen. But I feel like it's time to fire Matt Eberflus. It feels like he's lost his locker room from all the quotes that are being said by the players like DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, guys like that, especially DJ Moore, and with the stuff that Caleb Williams has been saying as well. It's just been too much drama going on in the locker room. They've had multiple team meetings. They've had 4 team meetings as of late, as of this video right here. I just feel like it's just disjointed. They're trying to find a reason to continue playing hard for this coach. But I just don't see it, man. I feel like it's going to be a slugfest of the game. I feel like the Bears are going to continue this trend of starting slow on offense. Couple that with the fact that we have multiple injuries on both sides of the ball, especially on the defensive side of the ball and offensive line. And it's going to be rough, man. It's going to be rough. I feel like the Patriots are just going to be able to squeak by. I feel like their run game is just going to be good enough to get points. I don't feel like they'll light us up. But I do feel like they'll be able to not shoot themselves in the foot with penalties, being able to run the ball, and they're going to be able to get their quarterback into a rhythm early and often. The Bears have just not proven that they're able to do that, and that's why they have been losing as of recently. So, honestly, if I had to pick a winner, I'm going to go Patriots 20. So, I'm sorry, guys. 17-7 Patriots. But basically, that's all I got for the stream, man. It's a must-win game for us. Hopefully, we can go into Soldier Field and continue our undefeated streak. But I don't know, man. This Patriots team, they fight hard for their coach. They're able to run the ball pretty effectively. They can put up points. They can put up enough points to be able to win this game, especially with all our injuries to our offensive line. We're not able to score. When we do get red zone drives, we shoot ourselves in the foot with penalties. If not, we're starting games extremely slow. and we don't really make adjustments on offense like that, couple that with the fact that we're going to be probably missing Jaquan Brisker. Hopefully Montez Sweat is going to play. We're probably going to be missing both tackles. I feel like it's going to be a rough game at home for the Chicago Bears, and I feel like they might get booed. And I feel like this team is generally overall quit on this coach. I don't think they believe that he can lead them to the next level. And I think it's going to show on Sunday, man. So I got the Patriots winning 17-7. But let me know what you guys think down in the chat and in the comment section of this video. I will be reading them, who you got winning. Do you have New England or do you have Chicago? Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video as it helps the channel grow. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I drop one of these videos and live streams. I'm thinking about doing a Black Ops live stream soon, so be looking out for that. Also, follow me on social media as I post a lot of really good things there. Also, I'm very opinionated on there as well. I'm on my road to 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there. Thank you guys for 700, but we're trying to get to that 1,000-yard mark, that 1,000 subscriber mark. So make sure you guys are hitting that big red sub button. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you guys. Bear down, and I'm out. Peace.